We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Welcome to the Face to Face. I'm your host, Geneviève Kyle-Lefebvre. Face to Face is a bilingual series of video recorded here in Coquitlam. Today I am sitting with Alex Bell. Alex is the founder of the Coquitlam Crunch Challenge. So welcome, Alex.
Well, thank you for having me today.
It's such a pleasure to sit down with you. We sat down with you last year?
I think it was last year.
Before the crunch, right?
Yes, before.
But today we're talking after the crunch because it was last June, right? It was in June this year?
It was June this year, yeah. And it was June last year too, but yeah, this year it was in June 21st.
Excellent. So for anybody that doesn't know what is the Coquitlam Crunch Challenge, can you tell us a little bit what's happening on that day?
Okay, well, first of all, it was started in 2010, so it's been going for 15 years now. We missed a year in COVID, but it's been going for a long time. And the idea is we've created a challenge that meets different people's abilities. So we wanted to reach out to those people who were really really athletic, but we also wanted to include even young kids or older people who just wanted to try to challenge themselves to do the crunch even once. So there's now 3 different challenges. It's different than when we first started out, but the present challenges are, one is a 4-hour challenge. So the whole idea behind that is you start at the bottom of the challenge, you go up to the Coquitlam Crunch, and you do it as many times as you can in 4 hours. So that's the make it or break it. The idea is to do at least 4 times in 4 hours. Up and
down is one
Up
time.
and down, all the way to the top is 1. So up to the top and down once. And then we also we decided there are sprinters, people who really want to sprint. And so we thought, okay, let's add an 8-kilometer run then. Now the 8-kilometer run means you start at the bottom, you go almost to the top. The trail's just over 2 kilometers. It's like 2.25 kilometers. So you just stop shy of the top and then you run back down, all the way down. But since you're running down, gravity's taking you. So kind of when you get back to the bottom, you're all rested again. And so we said, do it again. So then you run all the way back up and run back down. So in total, it's an 8-kilometer run. And then the final one is the recreational challenge, which is just, come out, do it once, twice, whatever works for you. And again, that way it's inclusive of just about anybody that has some athletic ability.
Okay. So how old was the youngest person that has done the challenge? I guess the recreational one.
Oh, we have people in their, that are 6 or 7.
Okay.
That I don't know exactly the age, but they're young. They've come up and with their parents and done it. So yeah, we can have really young people, and that's I wanted to include them as well. We even made it dog friendly this year, so there were treats and water for dogs, so dogs could be included.
So that was an addition for this year.
Specifically to play to the dogs, yeah, so that they had treats. Oh, you should see, they were happy with that.
Oh, I'm sure. So why you decided to do this? You want to bring the community together, you wanted to raise some money, so why? I know you wanted to bring the people, like the athletic people together, but
yeah.
What else was there for you?
Well, there was a number of things. I have this strong belief in healthy community, building healthy community. And healthy is multiple levels. There's psychological, emotional, social, as well as physical health. And so I really thought that the Crunch offered a wonderful opportunity at this little tiny trail that when I first started, hardly anybody knew about. And so I thought it could be a fundraiser too. So I added, this was the key for me to make it a fundraiser, to fundraise for what I have is my Community Diversity Fund. So I have raised close to $50,000 now with the Coquitlam Foundation. So every year now I can give out a grant to support diversity in the community. That's another example of creating healthy community, to support diversity groups in either the social or economic integration into the community.
So can you tell us, can you give us an example who got the grant and how do you apply to get those grants and how that works?
Yeah, well, this year it went to the Coquitlam Library, and the library are putting on a series of talks called Brave Spaces. So they have diversity groups, it could be Indigenous, LGBTQ, different groups that come in and talk about what it's like to be in these groups. And it brings people out together to share stories and stuff like that. And that's part of the social integration. The year before that, it actually went to the school district, Coquitlam School District, to support End the Stigma. End the Stigma is a program for youth that have mental health challenges in school. And it helped, again, socialize them into the school system and with others. And because mental health can be a big stigma, especially when you're youth in high school, it can really be an issue. It's already sometimes hard to socialize, and there's always the bullying and stuff to do. So the End of Stigma was to support that. We've supported groups with acquired brain injuries, because people who often get acquired brain injuries, it changes their ability. Sometimes they can't work anymore. Their personality changes, so they often become isolated. So there's a group called the Tri-Cities Brain Injury Support Network. And they get together, socialize with people that have been suffering brain injuries, because these people understand each other. And they get to go out and do social activities together. And ironically, bringing them together helps them get over the brain injury, because social isolation and inactivity worsens brain injury. But when you can get together, socialize, and do activities together, that helps a lot. It helps them get over it. So these are just a couple of things. I've also funded job fairs for new immigrants and refugees in the Tri-Cities. So yeah, so getting them, that's the economic, helping economic integration into the community. So the neat thing about the diversity, there's so many diverse groups. We have an aging population here, and throughout Canada. And I really worry about how aging people may become more socially isolated. So in the future, it could be going to support older people to get social activities, bring them together. Because again, social isolation can really age people quickly and lessen their ability to function well. But if we can get them out in the community, if my grant could support that, great. So there's so many different things. So it's through the Coquitlam Foundation though. And so if anybody wants to apply, they just have to go to the Coquitlam Foundation, look up the Community Diversity Fund, and the whole application process is there.
Excellent. That's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
It is. And it's given out every year, I think in about April.
Okay.
And the grant right now is around $3,500. As I grow the fund, I hope to get it up to $100,000 at some point. That's my goal. That's my end goal, about $100,000 in the fund, so it can give out a grant, $7,000 to $10,000, somewhere around there.
So when you see the fund, so you put money into a fund, and basically the investment that is made from the money is giving as a grant.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly how it is. And so it's my gift to the community to keep going. Even, I always say, after I die, I hope to still do good things in the community.
Mm-hmm. Because you can raise money and give money, but then there's nothing, you're
Right.
always starting at zero.
Right.
I understand. Okay.
So, yeah, so this is a legacy.
Yes. when can we apply for this grant? In January, February? What's the date?
Yeah, it usually comes up in February.
Okay.
And so all the grants that the Coquitlam Foundation gives out is on the same day. And it's usually held at the theater. Evergreen. And so all the different grants for students and community grants are all given out on that day, and the applications usually open, I believe, in February for that.
Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about what happened this year. I'm hearing some record was, there was new record that was made, and also we can also go back to compare with last year, and let's go from that.
Okay. Well, and we did a few new, last year we changed a couple things. And this year we even changed a couple things. One, we used to do what's called the Stairmaster Challenge. The Stairmaster Challenge was running just the stairs as quickly as you could, but there weren't that many people that applied for that. So we got rid of that one. But the other thing that we changed last year is the original Make It or Break It was a 12-hour challenge, 6 in the morning to 6 at night. And so, strangely enough, we didn't find that there were a whole lot of people who wanted to go from 6 in the morning to 6 at night doing the crunch. And especially because it's south-facing and the heat on that crunch as the day goes on, huge. So we cut it to a 4-hour. And this year, in 4 hours, we had 2 people actually do it 9 times in 4 hours. It was 8.5 was the record before. This time we got 9 trips in 4 hours. Yes. And so that in itself is close to 40 kilometers, okay, in 4 hours. And the elevation is over 2,000 meters of elevation gain. That's a lot. And so it was exciting to see that. Now, I can't remember what the timing was for the 8-kilometer run, but that's also, we had some real fast runners in for the 8-kilometer run as well. So every year we're getting hopefully more and more people coming out going, I can break it, I can make it. But we don't want just the athletes. We want everybody who wants to challenge themselves. And we also have, different sponsors and tents and stuff like that. So you can, when you come down to the parking lot, we have food and drinks, and we had lots of giveaways this year. So even if you didn't win a medal, you might have won a prize.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, it's always nice to get a little surprise, even for participating, right? Is there some people that are there just to cheer people? They don't want to do it, but there's the supporters.
Oh yeah, there are the supporters that come in as well, which it's great to have them. And we had games for kids to play while their parents were going up and stuff like that. And so and we even had the fire truck come out just so that you could see the fire truck and talk to firefighters. So all kinds of things to keep people busy while they were there.
Yeah, such a beautiful community event. So tell me, if someone would like to volunteer, they want to reach out to you, did they reach out to you? How does that work?
Well, we do have the Facebook page, the Coquitlam Crunch Challenge Facebook page, and they're not Facebook page, it's a web page. We have a Facebook page, but we have a website too. And you go to the website and you can volunteer. This year we did really well with actually the volunteers, especially this is a great way for a lot of high school students who have to get in their volunteer hours. So some of the volunteer things are like, because we cross a number of roads going up. And so each road nowadays, it's so much easier because there's crossing lights at each one. So now you just have to sit there and hit the crossing light to make sure the cars stop. Before, you had to have a stop sign and a vest. It was a little bit more dicey. Now you just have to sit there and hit the stop sign and have people cross. But there's other things like at the very top We give out things like Gatorade or water and stuff like that. There's setting up the timing belts and all that sort of stuff, or the timing mats that go into it. So there's putting up the signs. There's a number of different things that we need people to volunteer for. And yeah, you just go to the website and the sign up is all there. And this year it was excellent. And again, we had a lot of youth, which was great.
Really nice to hear. And if someone wants to sponsor something or sponsor the event or just give, so is it to the same website, or we go to the Facebook page, and it's also how we can find how to give?
Exactly. It's all, everything is on the website, which is great. And again, we did get a number of different sponsors this year, which was fantastic. A lot of health food and exercise places show up, strangely enough.
Well, it's a good event to support, definitely.
But even groups like Van City, came out and supported and gave us support. So there's a variety of sponsors that we got on board for sure, and some pet food places as well, because that's why we're giving out
with the dogs.
The dogs, yeah.
So, Alex, what do you think is the impact of the Coquitlam Crunch challenge like this on the Tri-Cities?
Well, one of the things I think it really did is it popularized that trail. When I was first going up it before 2010, it was rare. You could often go up the whole trail and see nobody on it. Now, anytime during the day, you can see people walking up those stairs. Okay, and the stairs, there weren't stairs there before. Now there's 2 sets of stairs. So some people, it's just the stairs that they love to do, and that's one of the activities they can do. So it's really popularized getting people outdoors, getting in that physical exercise. And now there's bathrooms on the trail. There's water for dogs. There's even, you walk past the dog park near the top. That's been there for a while. But it's really popularized the trail. So now there's probably more people going up in an hour than used to go up in a week before this all started. And it's free. It's something that, again, anybody can do. And as I say, we have a population that's aging. And I think it's wonderful because it's not so hard that older people like myself can't do. I'm 62 and I'm still doing it. In fact, I do it every week. I'll mention the Coquitlam Craft Crunchers as an example.
We'll get to that, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Do you want me to talk about it right now?
Sure, go for it. What is that?
So every Thursday at 7 p.m., we meet at Mariner Brewing on Barnett Highway. And at 7 p.m.
Okay.
At 7 p.m. And we meet at the parking lot. And we meet just before 7 because we leave at 7.
Okay.
And then it's a 7-kilometer round trip. And again, we're getting we get dogs, we get kids, we get all ages of people coming out to this. And as I say, 7 kilometers round trip. We go all the way to the top, we come back down, and then we enjoy 30% off our first brew when we return to Mariner. And again, it's my encouragement of creating a social community. In fact, I don't know if they'll want me to say this, but I won't mention their names. 2 people a couple of years ago met. This year they got married, and they're having a baby in a month. So it was, they really did.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm so pleased that was a result of coming on board the Craft Crunchers. Yeah.
That's so great. So what's planned for next year, Alex?
Oh, one other thing I want to say about the Craft Crunchers, though, is it goes throughout the year. Initially we did it only in the nice months. Now we do it in the entire year, because what's really cool in the winter, we can start off, it might be rainy and misty down below, but so many times you get to the top and it's now snowing, and it's beautiful. And we just wear lighted vests or a headlamp and stuff like that. So, but you can say, I walked to the snow level. It just makes it so cool.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Now, what's planned for next year?
Yes.
Well, next year we're going to, I don't know if we'll do, we haven't decided whether we're going to do anything super different, but we're definitely going to be doing it again. Whether we change the time, the last we used to do it in September. And there's pros and cons of doing it in September. The first year I did it in September, it happened to be the hottest day of the entire year, which was weird.
Yeah.
But when we switched it to June, both times we've had misty rain. There's pros and cons to that, because when you're going up over and over again, the misty rain, for those people that are running it, keeps them cool. In fact, we didn't have people real dying of thirst, although we provide water and stuff like that. But in the hot heat, you sweat a lot. So I think we're going to keep it in June. Finding the right time of year is always a little bit of a challenge, because there's pros and cons of any time of the year. But in June, you also have the long sunny day, or long lighted day, because you're basically doing it right on, in fact, we basically did it on the summer solstice. So
That can become a tradition.
yeah, it can be.
The summer solstice,
Yeah.
Coquitlam Crunch challenge.
Yeah.
So, okay, so next year, you said anything new? Are we going to change anything? You're not sure?
I think we're pretty much keeping it what we've got right now. So again, the recreational, the 4-hour make it or break it challenge, and the running, the 8-kilometer run challenge. Sometimes, somebody might have an idea. I've always had little ideas of what if we made another relay run as an alternative.
Okay.
And so that's always been running in the back of our mind, if we could add a relay portion to it. But don't know yet. Haven't confirmed that yet.
Okay. So when people usually want to register for the Coquitlam Crunch Challenge, they also just go on the website. And what's the fees? It might change next year, but usually what people should expect, how does that work?
Well, it depends on what category you go in.
Okay.
So the different categories have different fees. And so, again, it's a fundraiser. So we're charging about $35 to cover costs, because there are costs associated with running it. There's insurance, all that sort of stuff. So and providing the water and the Gatorade, and so there is costs. And so for children, it's less. Families, less. Sometimes, one thing we also encourage people to do, if you create a team, the team costs are less. So if you can put together a team, then teams enter at a slightly reduced rate.
And if you're a team, is everybody doing the crunch individually, or are you doing it as a team? How's that work?
It's just we then have teams compete against each other.
Yes,
who will do it? Which team will do it the most times collectively? We would like to get more teams together for sure in encouraging that. The challenge nowadays, what's kind of unique, is when I first started off, we had this thing called a newspaper.
Oh, yes.
Remember those things? And so you could put it out in the newspaper and everybody would get it. In fact, the Vancouver Sun also included it. So it was really an easy way of getting the information out there. Now, without the community newspaper that gets delivered to every single door, kind of getting the message out is a challenge. So you have to go onto social media. But social media is such a hit or miss sort of
The algorithm
medium.
can be very tricky.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so trying to find ways of promoting it. One of the things I want to do more of this year is have a table on the crunch, and have, and because obviously the people who are going up and down the crunch are people who are already doing it. So they may be enthusiastic. We had people this year come find out about it, though, on social media. They came from South Carolina and heard about it and joined in.
That's amazing.
I know, that was so cool. I
That's
thought that was amazing.
I was asking you about team because I think it could be a great idea. I know it's kind of the relay style, but in average, how long does it take for one person to go up and down, usually?
If you're really athletic, you can usually do it in 40 minutes approximately. If you are doing it really for the first time, or that's it's usually closer to an hour. So and now people who are really fit can get up and down in about 30 minutes or less. And I'll tell you, you're running up basically at that point and running down. So there's all levels that can do it. Those stairs are the hardest part though. But once you get to the top of the stairs, it's still uphill, but it's not quite as steep. So you get over those stairs, you can keep going.
Yeah, I was asking this because I know you said the relay, but I was thinking about the team, and if you want to do it so many time with like kind of the relay style, but team style, that could be a good idea for next year. Otherwise, I'm just throwing that at you.
Yes.
So I heard that Poco also have a crunch now.
Yes.
Are you thinking about stretching it over there? I'm throwing that at you right now.
Interesting idea. I'm going to say I also do a run from Taillight Brewing called the Taillight Trail Trotters. Taillight Brewing's right on the dike in Port Coquitlam. And we do a 5-kilometer run right now up to the boardwalk and back. And again, you join in, anybody can join in, you get 30% off your first brew when you come back. I've been wanting to now do another inclusive of a new run. Maybe once, I haven't decided yet, maybe it's once a month. We go all the way to the top of the Poco Crunch and then back down to Taillight. That would be somewhere between 8.5 to 10 kilometers, depending what route you pick. So I am interested. I have done it from Taillight to the top and back myself, but now they've added the rock scramble at the top and stuff like that. That I haven't done yet, so I'm curious about that. But I am interested in trying to include something like that. So we'll find out. That's a possibility.
So when is it already started, or you said there's already some? You went walking from that place
from Taillight Brewing. Yeah. So I did it last year just by myself to do it. I'm thinking of doing it probably starting in the September, doing it maybe once a month. It won't be any special fundraiser. It just at this point, it's just creating something a little bit different. So people who want to go a little bit further than just the 5-kilometer run along the dike, and inclusive of that, the Port Coquitlam Crunch stairs. So yeah, it's definitely got my attention, and I really want to see if I can include that as part of a new challenge.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Alex, you said you're not the only one organizing all this. So who else are you working with?
Well, Nexus Insurance, the owner, and the family are sort of, and there's a sort of a group of volunteers who are together, sort of form a volunteer committee. So Nexus is one of the sponsors, but they're also the organizing sponsor. So it's really through them now. Because I moved up to Kelowna a couple of years ago during just as COVID was starting, and so when I started the whole thing, I wanted not for it just to be me forever. I did want it to go into the community. So that gave me the opportunity to say, hey, who would like to take it over? They stepped up, and so they're the ones that now really are the organizing part of it, and they keep it going. So we also sometimes look for people to volunteer for the organizing committee. And so if people want to do that, they can reach out to us, message us again on the website or through our Facebook page. And we'd like to grow our volunteer coordinating committee too.
Absolutely. Alex, thank you so much for everything you do. I think it's great. We talk a lot about mental health. We talk about community, loneliness. It's important to be together. It's important to support each other. And through fitness, it's a beautiful way just to actually surpass our own self and our own record, because I'm sure every year some people are trying to do better and better and better. And, and also you can do it every week. You said it will be It's Thursdays now.
Thursdays
right?
at 7 p.m. now. Yeah.
At 7 p.m. Well, thank you for
Yes.
everything you do. Thank you for coming and chit-chatting with me with
Thank you for
Tri-Cities
inviting me.
Community Television. Yes, absolutely. And we'll have to do it again next year. I'm looking forward to hear if there's new things happening again. And yeah, we'll stay tuned with you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So from myself, Geneviève, and Tri-Cities Community Television, thank you so much for joining us today.